Mabuhay, this is Bob from Love Beyond the Sea. I make videos about relationships and marriage, especially, considering my wife is from the Philippines, so that is a whole different angle on typical relationships. So please consider subscribing and leaving a comment. Today's relationship topic is about if you and your partner use any of these 5 phrases regularly, your relationship is stronger than most. So this is about phrases to use, and it comes from the internet on a site called CNBC Make It, I think it's called, cnbc.com. And Aditi Shrikant is the author, and it was published just a month ago. So it's new, and I like most of these comments here. I've been married for almost 9 years. The first one they mentioned there is thank you. These are 5 phrases couples have a strong connection to use most, according to experts. So thank you, that's a good one. And probably they're not listed in any order here, but these are from some so-called experts. I think thank you is a good thing to say. I think it's a very minimum level of good words that you would use with your spouse. I mean, that's something we should be taught from the time we're small. Thank you. And it does matter in marriage. In fact, it says these couple psychologists studied more than 40,000 couples, and they were asking them what makes love last. And they said one phrase they all say, if they are considered successful couples, is they use the phrase thank you often. So if you're thankful for each other, I mean, that could be a very genuine thing. But I recommend personally, me, being open to the things that they're doing, like they say here in the article, especially small, everyday acts, and say thank you for that. Don't just say thank you for the big things, the big surprises, but everyday, simple things. I think that's a good place to start, saying thank you. Now, a much better one is the one they mentioned next here. Number 2, a good phrase for how people talk to each other when their relationship is stronger than most. This phrase, help me understand. Help me understand. Have you ever done that when you're in the midst of a big argument? And they say that Howard psychologist Courtney Warren says successful couples don't avoid conflict. Good point. They just better navigate it. Very, very good. They say we often assume we know that what our partner is saying, when in reality, they might be expressing something more nuanced or even totally different. If your partner reacts to a situation in a way that you don't understand, telling them that you want to know them better is a key to resolving conflict and bonding at a deeper level. Help me understand this. I've been married long enough to know there are times it's very difficult to think that you're actually making someone understand what you're thinking. And despite your behaviors, sometimes they may have their doubts, or they just don't understand. But always don't give up. Just say, yeah, I still don't understand. I'm sorry. Can you help me understand this? Those are really big words. And if you give them that chance, maybe they'll dig a little bit deeper and try to communicate to you better than what she has been. If you just say, look, honestly, I don't understand what you're saying or doing. I really would like you to help me understand all this. If you can remember this, it's going to help your relationship, whether it's for the Filipina from another country, thousands of miles away, or it's your next door neighbor. This can also apply to your co-workers, family members. It's a good one here. If it's the only thing you remember from this video, these points that I will mention from the article, remember this one. Help me understand this. Number 3, another good one. I can forgive you. Can you forgive me? when you're in the heat of an argument or at the end of one, it can be hard to express forgiveness, but they say do it anyways. Studies have shown that couples who practice forgiveness are more likely to enjoy longer, more satisfying relationships, she says. And so, like I've said before in my 1,700 plus videos, you got to be able to forgive, and you have to be unselfish. Your marriage is not going to work if you, as the male, can't forgive, and if you're going to be selfish. Now, I'm saying that to men because I'm a man talking to men. I'm not interested in talking to women. So from the man's perspective, do all you can do to help her, to help you understand, let her know you want to understand what's going on, and you want to forgive, and you may have to talk some things out, before there is healing, but you always want to make it clear, yes, I'm going to forgive you. I've told my wife, like the Bible says, 70 times 7. That means always. I said, I'll always forgive you. That doesn't mean we're not going to have arguments. It's because I say I'll always forgive you. If you do this, I'll forgive you. If you do that, I'll forgive you. We still have our arguments and our issues, and you will too. Just get used to saying, we need to forgive each other. I can forgive you. Can you forgive me? And if she says, nope, I can't do that, you just have to wait patiently for her to come around. Number 4, before we run out of time, couples say to each other, I am committed to you. If they have good relationships, I'm committed to you. From the article, being in a relationship is a choice. Reassuring your partner that you're still choosing to be with them and to work through challenges will help create a sense of safety and stability. And they say this might seem obvious, but communicating your promises to one another can help you and your partner feel validated. Commitment. I think in my mind, I've made it clear to my wife I'm committed to her. No matter what, we may have some rough roads ahead, but I'm going to forgive. I'm going to try to put her first. I'm going to be committed to her. And if you never say those words and you're going through a tough time, an argument, then she's not going to even sense that you want to be committed to her. Hearing them over the years helps her to see that, yes, you are, because you're still together, because you're trying to work things out when things aren't going well. You say, I am committed to you. They're committed to you. Well, how do you know you're committed to each other? Well, you work things through. You put the relationship first and you work through it. And I'm going to say, when you say you're committed to somebody, mean it. You're committed to giving them the very best of you. And then 5 here, they mention, interestingly, I like you. And they say the healthiest couples don't just love each other, they like each other. Loving someone is an intense feeling of affection. I kind of disagree with that. Loving someone is an intense feeling of affection. Well, that lasts in until the next curse word or physical altercation, and all of a sudden this love is gone. Well, then it's not love if it can be altered or changed from circumstances. Then it's not love. So I just don't care about common definitions of love. To me, it's about putting the other person first, their needs, their wants, their desires above your own. And you got to die to self. Read 1 Corinthians 13, around 4 through 7. That'll tell you what love is, precisely what it is. They say liking is about seeing them for who they are and acknowledging the attributes you enjoy about them. And you should like your spouse. And nothing wrong with saying, not just I love you, I'm deeply committed to you, no matter what, but I also like you. I like being with you. I like this about you, that about you, and I want to spend the rest of my life with you. So that's another good one, but you have to back it up. So leave a comment here on Love Beyond the Sea.